How's everybody doing? Just give me a brief second here and I'll be right with you guys. Okay? Just give me a second here. Just getting this set up real quick. Bear with me, guys. All right. All right, guys. How we doing? How we doing? How's everybody doing? Just setting things up. As you guys know, just bear with me for a brief second. I'm getting it together. All right, how's everybody doing? My name is Jean Jacquet, and for those of you that doesn't know me, I am in the insurance and finance and real estate industry. And I do want to thank everyone for being here into this live. For those that are watching the live, for those that have not subscribed to this channel yet, and for those of you guys that will subscribe to the channel, I do appreciate everyone and everything that you have been doing, supporting my work, supporting that what I do and the information that I bring forward to you guys. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. And I do appreciate sending this, you guys sending this to your friends, family members, neighbors, and whomever that's in your circle, so that they could as well be part of this and participate in it. The other thing is, for those of you guys, please thumbs up the live. Hello, Everdal75 TV, how's everything? Hello, thank you to you, and please thumbs up the live for me, and I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming here and spending this time with me. I do appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. Thank you, and please thumbs up this live for me, okay? And today I'm bringing them some new information. So some information that I feel like is deemed worth it, you know, for folks to know and understand. Hopefully just bear with me for a brief second, okay? As I was saying, thank you, thanks to everyone that is supporting this live. Thanks to everyone that is supporting the works that I am doing. Oh, you like? Yes, thank you. So today I'll be discussing really about insurance, well, not insurance, about discussing folks' finances. As far as you guys can see what the title says, it says understand your finance and money management, which is a very touchy topic, because in my field, in my industry, most folks don't really like to talk about you know, their finances, and they try to shy away from it. But there's ways of getting around that, to asking the right questions, and so we could get folks to the level to where we could actually understand them and help them out. So I don't want to delay this too much. I do want you know, to let you guys I do want to bring some of the ideas forward, so that you know, we could actually get going and start talking about some of these things. All right. So the one thing is, you know, I do want to talk about is understanding money. A lot of folks don't really seems to understand money, or you know, they have a sense of what money is, but they really don't know how to utilize money, or how to actually make money work for them, rather than working for money. So like you guys, like the title says, understanding your finance and money management. So the one thing is understanding your finances, understanding the a rubric around your finance, and understanding how you could manage your money to get things to the right level, so that, you know what I'm saying. One of the things that one of the information that we should be focusing on, when you think about it, right? America is a country of opportunity, and opportunity like that you move in America. As kids coming up, we've been taught, how to play the game Monopoly. You know what I mean? How the game Monopoly works and how that actually functions, what's the functionality behind it. But in all reality, we really have not put that best practice forward to really understand what's the situation behind that, to learn the game of Monopoly, to utilize it for ourselves, and to pass it on to our generation, so that they'll be able to understand how it works and how it functions, so that they won't have to be dealing with certain things when it comes to money. Money is one of those subjects, is one of those things. A lot of people you hear saying, the root of evil, money is the root of evil. Actually, I don't quite believe in that theory. I do believe, however, in the theory of the being in love with money. Being in love with money is the root of all evil. Because don't get me wrong, we all love money. There is no secret about that. We all love money. We all want money. However, being in love with money is a problem. And also, rather letting money work for you, you over here working for money. And I'm not talking in the sense of a 9 to 5 neither, guys. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some folks that they worship money. That's the state I'm talking about. Because don't get me wrong, you guys know that we all love money, but falling in love with money, that's where the complication comes in. If you guys kind of see what I'm saying, that's where all kind of problem lies, is falling in love with money. And that's the part that we have to be careful of, because falling in love with money could be a serious problem. When I say a serious problem, I really truly mean a serious problem, because I truly believe that no one should be falling in love with money. On the other hand, to make money work for us, yes, that's the idea. That's what we should be trying to do. That's what we need to focus on, but not letting money dictate, what we do or anything like that. So without further ado, guys, let me bring to you guys, some of the things that I was just discussing with regards to money. I have 6 steps that I want to bring to you guys and want to talk about. One of those 6 steps is, the first one is going to be, what is your source of income and what can you do with it. Number two is going to be, are you having spending problems or are you having money problems? And number 3 is going to be, how to make your money work for you. And number 4, are you making the right decisions when it comes to your money? And number 5 is, do you have the right surroundings? Meaning, is there folks in your life that are helping you to move forward and helping you to make the right and proper decisions? Because all those are components of money. And the last piece I'm gonna bring for you guys is the last piece is gonna be, what have you done to make sure you are accomplishing your goals and your dreams along the line of working for yourself or making money work for you. So these are some of the things that I'm gonna be bringing for you guys and bringing forward and help to understand and help you guys to help to shed some light on it. And apart from that, to shed some light on these situations is also to talk about them a bit, and we're gonna elaborate on it. So just bear with me for a brief second. So with the first one, why don't we start with the first one? As I mentioned, what is your source of income and what could you do, and what can you do with it? So with regards to your source of income, meaning that what are you doing? You know, what kind of revenue are you bringing in? You know, what kind of job do you have? What is your job bringing you? And in terms of what is your job bringing you, is what is it that you are doing with, you know, when it comes to that? What is it that you accomplishing when it comes to it? Are you living, you know, above your means, and are you making the proper step when it comes to your paycheck? So let me break it down a little bit. So say I have a 9 to 5 and my goal is to do X, Y, and Z, meaning that, you know, I want to buy a house in the next 5 years, and I want residual income. I want all these things. But at the same time, when I get paid, I take my money, you know, I go down to the mall, I shop, or the other thing that I deal with, the other thing that I do is I go buy me a brand new car, and now I'm stuck in it. Not that I'm saying that you shouldn't buy a car. That's not what I'm saying at all. Please bear with me. That's not what I'm saying at all, and that's not what I mean. But what I do mean is, you know, now you wind up in a state of living paycheck to paycheck because, you know, you didn't take the proper step and measure, meaning that you let, you know, keeping up with the Joneses get to you, and you forget all about the goals and the dreams that you have and you had. And now you wind up stuck in some kind of situation where you're really uncomfortable and you're really not happy. So, you know, the other thing is, you know, what can you do? What can you do with your money? You know, the first thing is to do the things that you said you was going to do with them from the beginning in the first place. Meaning that take your money and utilize it properly. Yes, look at it this way. It's either you pay now or you pay later. One way or another, you're going to pay. I'm sorry to bring it to you guys that way, but that is really truly the truth. It's either you pay now or you pay later. So let me explain that to you real quick. It's either you pay now so you can live a comfortable life down the road, right? And or you could pay later, meaning that later on in your lifetime you're gonna have to pay for these things. So life will get tougher, and you have less time to enjoy life. Rather, so it's also the same theory of prepare your bed before you start to fall asleep. You know, meaning that don't wait till you're all tired and then you trying to make your bed to go to sleep. Meaning that, hey, listen, it's gonna be a bad situation because now you're about to sleep on an uncomfortable bed with the sheets on one side and the pillows on the other side, and everything is just not right, and you're not gonna have a good night's sleep. So same thing, prepare yourself for the future. Meaning that start whatever that you are doing early so that you could rejoice later on the time that you're going to have, so you could sit back and kick back and say, you know what, I looked at what I've done and I enjoyed it, I love it to the fullest. So that's one way to actually look at it. So the other way to actually look at it is this, is to say, you know what, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for a period of time, and this is what I'm gonna accomplish with it. This is what I'm gonna accumulate with it, and this is what's gonna be done. So now you still, on the other hand, you're still suffering. Well, let me not use the word suffer because it's not. It doesn't have a good feeling with it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have a really good feeling with it. So let me not use that word. So in other words, you know, you pretty much. You pretty much saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this now and take a hit now from, you know, the things that I wanted, so I could have the things I want in the future. You know, you see what I'm saying? And usually folks just refusing to take a few minutes. When I say a few minutes, meaning that they're refusing to take a couple of years just to get things set up, just to get things right. So what, you lose a few years of driving a brand new car, but you still have a good looking car. You know, a few years of eating out every day. That's for the folks that love doing that, because I don't want to deter you from doing the things that you want to do. You see what give me 1 second, guys. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Yes, that's for the folks that want to do the things that they want to do. So, you know, these are the things that you got to deal with. These are some of the things that you have to look at. Some of the things that you need to consider when dealing with these kind of things. So now I'm going to move forward with talking about the other piece that I was just telling you guys about. Oh, thank you so much, Call Me Z. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to thumbs up the live, and don't forget to link with one another and to stay connected. Okay, don't forget to do that. You're all more than welcome. However, I do not want folks coming in here and demanding love back. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that promotion and that asking for love back. Or some folks they'll remove the love that they have give to other folks. You know, that's not the right thing to do. And if we are going to do, if you're gonna give somebody some love, go to their page, give them the love and watch a short video for them. 30 seconds of your time is not gonna kill you. Number one, here's what that's gonna do for you. It's gonna allow you. What that's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to stay connected, so that YouTube doesn't remove the love that you have give to that person. And the other thing is it's done properly, and you guys are properly connected. So these are some other things that's gonna do. And I do want to say thanks to everyone that's on here. I do appreciate your support. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't think that I don't for 1 second. Don't believe for one brief minute that I don't. Okay. So now I'm gonna move to the next part of this. Which is number 2. Are you having a spending problem, or are you having a money problem? You see, there's a lot of folks that doesn't really understand that. They don't really understand that they are not having a money problem, or they are having money problem, or rather they're having a spending problem, or they're not having a spending problem. So let me explain that to you for a brief second. Let me explain it to you, and so we could get going. So, say for an example, I have a spending problem. If I have a spending problem, that just means that I buy too much. But I don't have a money problem, because money is not part of the subject. The subject is I spend too much. So whatever I'm spending on, it's my money is not affected. What's affecting is I'm spending too much, and now I'm buying too many stuff. My house becomes like a warehouse. There's just too many stuff, and I'm giving away to folks. So that's having a spending problem. Now there's some folks that have it confused with having money problem. So here's money problems. Money problem is totally the opposite. Is you don't have enough money, but you spending. I'm sorry, folks, that's just what it is. Seriously, you don't have enough money, but you are spending. Every day you at the mall, you buying stuff, and then you worry about how you're going to pay the rent, or you worry about how you're going to pay the car note, or you worry about how you're going to pay for certain things. You having money problem is when you say you spent that money for something other than what it was supposed to be for. Guys, I'm sorry. Like I said, look, I'm going to give it to you guys straight. That's what I believe in. I give it to you guys straight, so that if you don't know what it is, then you don't know how to fix the problem that you are having, so that we could properly correct the situation. And my goal is to help you fix this problem, to help you fix this situation, so that you don't have to keep going through this situation. You don't have to keep having that kind of problem. You don't have to keep having to deal with it. So they two sounds like they're the same, but they're really opposite. They're really not the same at all. So I'm having spending problem, meaning I'm spending too much money. That's what's happening. I'm spending too much money. Yes, I have money coming in, but I spend it, and I don't have problems paying my bills. All my bills is being paid on time. I have money in the bank, but I'm still spending. So now that's a spending problem. Now there's many ways to fix spending problems. Spending problems, there's several different ways. You know what? The money that you're going to spend, put it into some sort of asset. Let it grow into something. Get some sort of assets that in the future you'll be able to use. Get real estate, get life insurance, get something other than a pair of shoes. If having a spending problem, and every week you at the mall, you're buying a pair of shoes costing you, let's just say minimum $50 and maximum, let's say $200-300, right? And now that's every week. So if we're spending $50, that's $200 at the month. Now imagine what you could do with that if you decided, you know what, I'm going to put that money aside, or I'm going to use some sort of account, hold that money in it, and then I'm going to buy me a piece of real estate. Or on the other hand, you could turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to put this money into an annuity. You know, I'm gonna save some of this money and put it. Or you know what, I have enough money in my bank. I'm gonna put it into an annuity. Or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy me some life insurance. Not when I say life insurance, guys. Let's get it together for a second. I'm not meaning that life insurance in the form of you know, if you die, something happen. I'm talking about something that you'll be able to use the living benefits somewhere down the line for something that you really wanted to use it for. Or you could, there's so many different things that you could do with this. You could choose to secure, you know, part of your assets, meaning that into a long-term care. You got the health, so why not use it? So these are ways that you could save your money and let it build into something that you really actually going to enjoy down the line, down the future. And not to mention, that's going to make you more money. So that's one thing about that. So now, why don't we take a look at if we are having money problem. Okay, if we, guys, bear with me. So if you are having money problem, right? If you're having money problem, that's a total different situation. That's like night and day. That's night and day. So if you're having money problem now, here's the situation when you're having money problem. When you're having money problem, meaning that your revenues is superseding your expenses, meaning that the money that you are receiving from whatever compensation that it is, whether it's from your 9 to 5 or from your 1099 or from your residual, it's not matching up to what you are doing. It's not living up to the standard of what you should be doing with it. So here's the thing with that. So we have to fix that. Couple ways to fix that. There's quite a few ways to fix it. So if you have a money problem, then you really need to sit down with someone. And yes, sometimes it's costly. Sometimes it is costly. You know, if you're sitting down with folks, meaning that they spending their time. They're spending time. And time is costly. Time is something that you cannot get back. You know what I mean? You cannot get time back. So at this point, you know, that's when you're sitting down with someone and you ask them for help. And the help that they're going to give you, trust me, you will not regret it. Let me tell you. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised of what folks could do. You'll be surprised. There's folks that could do great things. So, like I said, if you're having money problem, that's a total different situation. You know how you was having spending problem, then you know we had to find a way, another avenue to fix that problem. So now, if you're having money problem, if that's what's the situation, if that's what it is, then we need to adjust. We need to recalculate, reevaluate, and reformulate, and just look at things in a different lens. Meaning that, are you going to get a second job? Is that going to be the situation? Or is it we have to fix the leakage, meaning that the amount of money that you are spending, and we also have to find a way to increase the amount of money that you have. So meaning that, when I say that, is this, are we, like I said before, that means then, are we going to get a second job? Is that's going to be the situation, or is that going to be the case? Or if that's not going to be the situation or the case, and are we now spending too much? Because now we superseding our revenue by expenses, and therefore we don't have enough to outlast us for the time being. Is that what's happening? So the other thing with that is, you know, okay, once we find what's the problem, so now what are we going to do to be sure that this kind of situation doesn't keep happening for you, so that these kind of things doesn't keep on going on and happening and back and forth and all this, and you wind up, a lot of you guys, there's a lot of folks that may be relating to this. They don't have the funds, they go out and purchase something, and then you get hit with overdrawn fees. You know what I mean? That's something that seems to be the new thing nowadays. You know, folks go out, spend the money, and then get hit with overdraft fees. Or what they'll do, or what some folks will do is on their credit cards, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I've been through that situation. I've been through that. I've been through the situation of, listen, I use my credit card and I'm gonna pay for this, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then at the end of the day, I'm stuck with a bill, and now I'm paying these credit card companies money that really belongs to me, and I'm stuck on interest and everything else, and now I become a slave to the company. Now that I'm saying credit card is bad, that's not what I'm saying. Using credit cards the right way, you love it. It's a great tool. It's a magnificent tool to use. However, if you are using it the wrong way, it will turn around like a whip and really whoop you seriously. So that's something that, you know, to really look out for and trying to navigate towards. By the way, guys, if anybody have any questions, please, send a comment so I could explain whatever your question is. I am open for questions. I'm not just open just to talk. If you have a questions, if you have any questions, just type it up. And if you don't feel like asking it right here, my email is in the About Me section. Go down there in the About Me section, type up your answer, send it to me via email. I will respond, or whatever that conversations that we need to have, we'll have it accordingly, appropriately, without any complication at all. So now let me get back to that for a second. So that's the situation with credit cards. You hear a lot of folks say, oh, credit cards is bad, credit cards is no good, credit cards is this. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. Credit card is a great tool if you know how to use it properly, if you know how to use it right. Credit card could be the worst tool if you don't know how to use it right, if you don't know how to use it properly. Look at it this way. It's like saying, I'm gonna make a shirt, but I have no sewing skills. So you see how much of a mess I'm about to get into? Or I'm about to fabricate shoes, but I have no shoemaking skills. So I might wind up banging all my fingers. You see? So that's something totally different. So here's the thing with that, guys. Here's the other piece to it. So now I'm gonna move on to step 3, okay? And I'm gonna move on to step 3 so we could kind of get this thing going and rolling. So step 3, how to make your money work for you. There's many ways of making your money work for you. When it comes to your money working for you, you should call this king. As I mentioned earlier in this live, if we remember when we was kids, we played Monopoly. Of course it was around us as friends, but Monopoly is a real game in real life. As we grow up, we forget all about playing Monopoly and we look at it as a kid game. But if you follow Monopoly all the way straight through, Monopoly shows you the way and how to become financially free, how to become financially stable, how to become, financially independent. That's what that game was created for. If you ask anybody, that's that made it, or that's becoming successful, or that is successful, they're gonna tell you the game of Monopoly is real life. There's no joke about the game of Monopoly. The game of Monopoly is exactly what it is. It does exactly what it was designed for. So a lot of folks don't really seem to see it that way, because they don't really understand when they were coming up how to properly utilize the game of Monopoly. But if you fully and completely understand, the game of Monopoly, you'll learn how to make your money work for you. So a couple ways you can make your money work for you. So if we're looking at your money working for you in the sense of investments, or if we look at, everything you do with your money is an investment. Just like each time you get up and go to work, that's an investment. It's an investment that you are making for yourself. You're trading yourself in the hourly, and your energy for the hourly wage. So for the hourly wage. So that's an investment. You're making an investment that you're going to go to work and you're going to get a paycheck, and in return, that the investment, the benefit you're going to get from that investment is, you're going to get this money, this paycheck. You're going to get this money so that your family could do what needs to be done, which is paying your rent, paying your mortgage, paying your car note, paying your life insurance, paying all these other things that you need to do, taking care of the things in that nature. So there's a lot of ways to make your money work for you. So now here's the other part to that. If you're looking at making your money work for you in the sense of, let's just say, investment in real estate, so now that's something totally different. So you could say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this and buy this and that property. I'm gonna talk to a realtor and see how that realtor could help me to build my portfolio into housing or whatever that it is that I'm interested in, or how to best go about it. So that's one part of investing. So on the other hand, you could also look at investing as saying, okay, you know what, I want to do something like very, very minimum into risk. So I want to do something like either life insurance, or I want to invest into myself, into an income protector. I want to invest into myself, into an annuity. I want to invest myself into And there's so many different ways. There's so many different ways. And when I say so many different ways, so many different ways. So now here's what these things do for you. Here's what these things do for you. What these things do for you is, they help you to be stable. While you are asleep now, these things are working for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be the first to tell you if you haven't heard it. There's no such thing as a zero risk investment. Everything you do in life, there's a risk. Even walking down the street, there's a risk. There's a risk that you might fall down. There's a risk that you might break your ankle. There's a risk you might twist your ankle. There's a risk that you might fall down and injure your knee. There's a risk that you might scrape your knee. There's always a risk, no matter what you are doing in life. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, everything there's no risk. No, even in real estate, there's a risk. There's a risk that you might default on your mortgage. There's several different other risks. Listen, there's so many things that could go wrong. But however, let's focus on the positive side. The positive side is, you invest into real estate. So now, when you're asleep, now your investment, that piece of property, is building for you. It's, creating some sort of revenue for you. So that's one way to look at it. The other way about this, the other way we could look at this is looking at it this way. Okay, so now I'm gonna invest into, let's say an annuity. So now you're preparing yourself for later on down the future, so you could rejoice with regards to that money. Or you could say, you know what, I'm looking into life insurance. Why? Because you're planning on using the life benefit into that policy later on down the future. So all these things are reason why, we look at things and we see things to a different lens, which is why it's also important to speak to a professional. And don't get me wrong, if you guys do wind up speaking to me, I would love it. I'm not the only person. There's other ones, but I would love that if you guys do wind up speaking to me, because hey, I'm bringing you information, of course. It's good that, hey, you know what, I saw you and I saw your channel, you mentioned something, are you able to help me? If I am, of course, yes. But if I can't, of course, I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, you know what, let's do this, let's do that. I know exactly how to get your answer. But however, most of the time, trust me, I'll have your answer for you. So there's many, many, many different ways on how you could properly utilize your money and to letting it work for you, rather you working for it. The goal is, at the end of the day, is for you to be financially sufficient, meaning that you're not worrying about anything. You are financially independent and free. So there is nothing that actually keeping you up when it comes to money. If money is going to be the problem that you are staying up, that's not the reason, because that's not a problem that you are having. So that's one way to look at this, and that's one way to actually view it, on your money working for you. Truthfully, I'm a big fan on letting your money work for you, because there's no better way to let your money work for you. It's just a great way for folks to live. However, is it easy? Is it an easy thing to let your money work for you? No. I'll be the first one to tell you. There's nothing easy about that. Having your money work for you, it's not easy. So, meaning that it's gonna just like, let me give you guys another example. Starting a car. I don't know how much you guys know about the components to starting your car and all these things. Now they have these push button type things, which is great. Nothing about it. But here's what I'm getting to. You guys just probably seen just the push of a button, but in actuality, there is something that happens behind that pushing the button. So the car itself, it has electricity that flows through it, that goes to the starter, right? The starter spins, and it takes a lot of energy for that starter to spin. That's why it requires that battery to power it up real quick. And then you have the generator. So the generator that's inside the car, and once the starter starts to spin, and now the generator keeps backing it up, and now the battery and the generator do some kind of a deal together, and then components, so now to power up the car so that it could stay powered so you guys could drive it. So here's what I'm saying. Just like standing up takes a lot of energy. Have you ever, I'm pretty sure you guys done squat before. Keep doing squat back and forth, it becomes hard, right? But if you do it every day, it becomes easier and easier. So it's the same principle, meaning that starting any kind of investment within yourself is not easy, because reason being, you're spending money. And yes, you have to spend money in order to make money. That's really the philosophy that's behind it, and it is the right philosophy. You have to spend money to make money. That's the case with that. So, but at the end of the day, you wind up being happy, because guess what? You spent some money. Now you're making more money because you spent some money, and you're living better because now you have more money, and everybody's is happier. I'm not saying money buy happiness. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because somebody will start running and say, hey, he said money buy happiness. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is money can make you happier. You know, it may not be able to buy happiness, but it'll make you happier. So that's what I'm saying. So guys, why don't I move on to step number 4 within this process, so that we could get this thing going and we could get it rolling, so we could see you know, how things is formulating and what's happening. So number 4 is, you know, are you making the right decisions when it comes to your money? That's the questions that you should really be asking yourself, because you know deep down, you know, the gut feeling that if you are making the right decisions when it comes to your investment and when it comes to your money. You know, when it comes to your money, only you really knows, you know, what's really happening and how is things really happening. So let me ask you this. Here's what I mean. So you have this friend, right? Every time you have this friend, they're like, hey, let me borrow $10, let me borrow $20, $100, $200, let me borrow $1,000. But at the same time, they never pay you back. And each time you have a decision, they can never give you a proper and positive decision. They always have something negative to say, or whatever. Whenever you tell them that, you know, you want to make it some sort of investment, they have something else to say. Now, are you making? And don't forget, they're not paying you back. So at this point, are you making the right decision when it comes to your money? Are you just giving it out to friends? Because if that's the case, I want to be your friend. I do. I want to be your friend, so I could get some money from you, and so I could continuously be your friend, so I could continuously get some money from you. So that's what I mean. That's what's happening. You know, if that's the case, if that's what's happening, then you need to reevaluate and say, you know what kind of decision am I making? What kind of friends am I keeping? Because these things could actually come to making the worst financial decisions ever in life. Meaning that, you know, you have friends that the only time that you see them is when they need something, is when they need money. Or you part of a group, the only time that you really valuable is when there's money, when they need money, or when there's something going on about money. I know far too much about that topic. Let me tell you. When you have money, you have friends. When you have money, you have groups. When you have money, you have people around you. When you have money, everything goes smoothly with other folks. Because you know why? Because you have money. There's no secret behind it. You have money. And the moment you don't have money, let me tell you something. You're about to see all kind of things change. Attitudes start to change. Everything about them start to change. And you'll see every kind of situation about them. So these decisions you need to make about when it comes to your money. You know, what am I doing? How am I utilizing my money? Am I being used for my money? Is my money being used in the proper way, in the right way? Is my money being allocated for the right reason and for the right cause? Because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't help nobody out. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is use your money the right way. Don't let yourself be used for your money. Don't let yourself be the cause that, you know, later on in the future you have nothing because you done spend it on friends. Especially families. Be careful with that. Especially families. Families is the worst. I'm sorry guys, that's just the truth. Listen, family is the worst. When it comes to family members, oh my God, listen, they'll take every penny you have. And if you're not careful, listen, you wind up wondering, how did you get into this situation? Families sometimes could be your worst nightmare. You know, sometimes it's not friends, sometimes it's family. And other times that, you know, you might find other friends that's actually become better than family. I'm not saying family is bad. That's not what I'm saying. So don't nobody go out there and say, hey, he says family is bad and family are leeches. That's not what I'm saying. Because I know somebody out there is probably saying that. So that's not what I'm saying. Guys, please don't forget to thumbs up the live. As I mentioned, don't forget to thumbs up the live for me. And if you do have any questions, just let me know so I could help. So I could help with the questions. If there's anything that I need to answer for anybody, please let me know so I could help answer those questions. Whatever is going on, whatever is happening, so I could help with regards to that. And so guys, why don't I move into the next two steps, the next two phases, into the situation of understanding your finance and money management. So the next one is, do you have the right surroundings? Meaning is there folks around you helping you make decisions into that process? All right, guys. So here's what I mean when I said that. Have you ever seen you have this one friend, and every time you come with an investment idea, that friend has something to say? Have you ever seen that happen? You're like, you know what? I want to invest in this. Oh man, it's so bad. Oh man, it's this. Oh man, it's that. Oh, you shouldn't invest in that. Or you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You're like, okay, fine. That's your friend, your best friend, or whatever the case is. So you gotta listen. That same friend, no problem. Hey, you know what? I was thinking about, buying this, and I think, in the future it's gonna do this for me. Oh man, I just heard about this, and that would be the wrong thing to do. That would be the wrong this. That would be the wrong that. These kind of folks you need to avoid. You need to avoid them at all costs, because they're gonna be the cause of your downfall. They're gonna be the cause of everything that you do spin into out of control and go and spin into a tornado. I'm telling you, try to avoid those folks. Avoid them at all costs. Try to stay away from them, because they're not gonna help you move nowhere. But however, they are trying to use you and leverage you so that they could come up, so that they could better themselves. That is what they're trying to do. At the same time, they're trying to suppress you. They're trying to suppress you. They're trying to do everything that everything that you want to do. They want to do it, but except they're not gonna tell you that. Let's put it that way. Everything that you talked about, they've been listening. They want to do it, but they're not gonna tell you that. Or the type of friend, they only call you just to tell you the good news, but they're not gonna tell you, oh man, listen, X, Y, and Z and that and this. But they wanna smear good news in your face, especially at a downtime. So be careful, beware of those kind of friends. Now, some of the friends that to keep around, because I've been around the block a little bit, so I guess that gives me the privilege to kind of talk about that, to kind of see what's happening. I don't know if this is the right well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it anyway. If it's the wrong thing, I'll try to remove it, I'll try to cut it, I'll take the video down, whatever I need to do. So let's look at it this way. I got into YouTube, right? I got into YouTube, so now I'm doing these things. I find out there's so many folks that are trying to help me. It's amazing. These are people that I'm just meeting, and they seem like long-lasting friends. So let's talk for an example. So we got the Cracker Way, right? So we got the Cracker Way. We have NG in real life. We have Gigi's Gluten Free, and we have so many other ones. We have we have a Habit. So to Habit. So I have all these pool of people. I have Deidre Lesage, all these pool of people that are helping me to bring my goal forward. I have all these folks pushing me. Let's not forget. So I have the TR show. These folks want to help folks. So these are the folks that now I gravitate towards. You know what I mean? Because these folks want to push me up. Meaning that I surround myself, I'm starting to surround myself around folks that want to see me succeed, folks that are succeeding and that already succeeded. So you see the difference? Rather than someone that's operating like a crabs in barrels. Each time I try to move forward, they pull me down. Each time I have one of my foot on the outside, they're gonna pull me back inside. You see what I mean? So it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. It's a total different atmosphere. So these are the kind of friends that you kind of need to keep around. You need to have. You need to surround yourself with. I'm not telling you to go be friends with those people. I'm not telling you to befriend them, because I don't know if your attitude would work with theirs. I don't know if theirs would work with yours. But I'm just telling you what I'm doing to better myself, what I'm doing to sustain myself, what I'm doing to help myself to move forward. You see what I mean? So that's the type of things that you need to be careful for. Folks that's telling you, investment is good. Oh my God, that's a great idea. You should do it. And do you know how to do it? Well, I know how to start it, but I don't really know how to. But I do know how to get it started. I do know how to get it going. You know what? I have somebody that already did that same very next thing, and he would love to talk to you. Oh, excuse me. So that's the kind of that's the kind of things. That's the kind of things that you want to hear from people that's trying to help you. But if everything that you bring forward and they're like, I don't know. Yeah, somebody told me that's bad. Someone said that's not good. Then you need to stay away from those kind of folks. Because when it comes to your money management, they're going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you bad. And that's not something that you really want to deal with. To let somebody hurt you, all because, you didn't properly see the signs of that person is not exactly the kind of person that you want to be around, the kind of person that you want to deal with. So stay away from certain folks like that. Personally, I stay away from them. I tell them, before I used to be shy at telling folks, exactly how I feel. But it comes a point of life, you got to make decisions. Every decision is costly. So when you got to make a decision, you need to make your decision wisely. If somebody's not right for you, you need to simply tell them, I don't think this is going to work. We could remain cool. We could remain friends. But however, when it comes to personal decisions in my life, I don't need your input. And at that point, if they choose to walk away from you, let them. It might be a blessing. Sometimes folks walk away from you. It's a blessing. You know what I mean? Sometimes folks walk away from you too. It's a curse. Because someone that could have been helping you and they walk away from you. So that's up to you to know when it's time to make that decision, when somebody is with you and when they're not with you. I can't make it for you, but I can only talk to you about it. Don't forget to comment down below to say whatever's on your mind down below. Like I said, if there's any questions ever whatsoever, I want to be explaining these kind of questions to you. Or if you have any questions for me, I definitely want to hear them. I want to definitely elaborate on them, because that's important. That's extremely important. So, like I mentioned, these are kind of things that you need to really, really watch out for. Another one is, folks that, when it comes time to you going out or you having a good time, they all for it. But when it comes time to make a business investment, so it's like this. We both get paid, right? And you're like, hey, you know what, JW, how about we do this? JW, we're gonna go out tonight and we're gonna have wings, we're gonna have burgers, we're gonna have fries, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna dance, we're gonna blah 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 blah, and all this good stuff, right? Great. 2 weeks from now I come and say, hey, you know what? You know how we was just out the other day and I was thinking about the amount of money that we were spending. What if we take about 3 months, we put that money aside, and let's start a little business. Let's start something together. You're my friend and we known each other for. Oh man, listen, I have so many bills. I have this, I have that. Man, you just blow $300-400 the other day. But now you're talking about you have too many bills. So, and I'm not even talking about, on a weekly basis. You did that in a week. I'm talking about over time. So we could build something so that we're not worrying about financially. Nope, they're not going to do it. Folks like that, they're not even trying to entertain the idea. Folks like that, you need to stay away from. That's what I would do. I'm not telling you need to stay away from, but I stay away from folks like that. Because now, you all about spending, but you're not about, building and saving. So I can't be dealing with this kind of, situation. So that's why I'm saying folks like that, you got to try to avoid them at all costs. I'm not saying it's wrong to go out. I'm not saying it's wrong to go out and have a burger and fries or, a shake. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all, folks. Please don't get it confused to what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I am money really works. That's the problem. They know what money can do, but they don't know how money works. So that's a big difference of knowing how money works and knowing how and what money can do. So that's two different things. So I'm gonna quickly touch on that for a second. Okay, I know what money can do. Money could buy me this, it could buy me a pair of shoes, it could buy me this, it could buy me a shake, it could buy me a burger, it could buy me, money could buy you a lot of things. So now we know what money can do. So now, do you understand money? Do you understand the functionality behind money? Do you understand the functionality of the percentage of letting your money grow? Do you understanding of putting your money somewhere so that down the line that money could create babies, so that you could be, so you could live a life of financial freedom? That's lacking the knowledge of money if you don't know that. So you know what money can do for you, but you don't know how money works. So instead of that, what some folks will tend to do is this. They'll revert to say, okay, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I have my 9 to 5. I have a great job. I get paid $30 an hour, and I'm going to go buy me a Benz. I'm going to go buy me this wonderful castle, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show all my friends how well I'm doing. Big mistake. Instead of that, you're going to have that one friend. There's always one in the bunch that sees and say, okay, so what? You're doing good. I like it. Yo, as a matter of fact, keep going. You know what? Why don't we put a couple of dollars together and we might be able to do this? You're doing so well. That shouldn't be a problem. You're like, nah, I'm not with it. No, I'm not about it. That same friend now is going to save, put his little money together, create something within 5-10 years, build something, and now I'm not wishing that on anybody. Pray the Lord that nothing happens to you. Say, for an example, you become disabled. When I say disabled, everybody thinks of a wheelchair. No, that's not the type of disability I'm talking about. Your fingers could be a disability. You know, your eye twitching could be a disability. You know, speaking problems could be a disability. Listen, tying up the button on your shirt could be a disability. Because disability is a strong, listen, it goes so far. So now, if something ever happens to you, now you lose this great job, and now you're gonna start thinking about the time that friend asked you to invest into something. Now you're gonna start thinking about all the money that you had and the money that you spent. Guys, make the right decisions, make the proper step, make the proper way. Create your legacy, build your legacy. You know what I mean? Make something great happen. Make history. You know, don't be that one person that they say, well, yeah, they had a Benz, they had a 16-bedroom house. Exaggerating. 16. Some people do have it. They had a 16-bedroom house and custom-made floors, but at the same time, now you don't have much to show for it. Don't be that person. Shield yourself and understand your finances and understand how money management works, so that you don't ever wind up in that situation. Because I would not want anybody to ever wind up in that kind of situation, because it's a hard situation to be in. So why don't I come up, with number 6, which is letting you guys know and how these things work, and also tying it up with almost at the end of this, which is what have you done to make sure in accomplishing your goals and your dreams. Okay, meaning that, have you been taking care of yourself? Have you been analyzing yourself and really looking at yourself and say, you know what, I need to stick to this. I know I don't like it. I know it doesn't feel good. I know I don't like this part of it, but I need to stick to this because I need to get here. So I'm going to use myself for an example. As you guys can see, I'm pretty thick, right? I'm pretty thick. So that means I love ice cream. I love rice and beans. I love chicken. I enjoy beef, and I hate cardio. Yes, I hate cardio. I love soda. I dislike drinking water. Even though now you see where I'm going with this? So these are all the things that's good and bad for me. But at the same time, I knowing all this, and I'm like, you know what? I know water is good for me, but let me have some soda. I know rice and bean is good for me, but I need it with beef, a steak, chicken, and a nice, quantity size of it. You guys see where I'm at with that. So in essence, but I still say, I want to be slim again. I still say, hey, I want to show my arms again. I want to show my abs again. Guys, that's not going to work. I'm doing the total opposite. I don't, listen, here's the other part. I love going to the gym. I live in the gym, but at the same time, I go to the gym, I go right back to my old habits. Power lifts. I'll power lift. And I'll see the treadmill. I'll walk for like maybe a few minutes, you know, and possibly sometime I'll jog. If I'm in a great mood, yes, I will jog for like half an hour to an hour. But I'll spend, let's say 1 hour cardio, but I'll spend like 7 hours powerlifting. So I know exactly what to do, but do I commit to it? No, I don't. Because if I did, as you can see from my face, it's not, you know, I'm 330 pounds. So as you can see from my face, you know, I'm very muscular. I'm very muscular. There's a lot of muscles behind me. But however, also from my shoulders and partly from my face as well, you can see I'm kind of chunky at the same time. So here's what I'm saying. I know what's good for me, but I don't do what I know that's good for me. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that. So you guys may know what will be good for your money management and understanding your finances, but most of the times we don't do it. Reason being, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you what I think could be the reason. Like for an example, when I'm gonna give you guys personal history of mine, so that you know you guys don't think, oh, he acts like he's all perfect. No, I'm not all perfect. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to prevent you guys from hitting disaster, because I've been down that road and it's not pretty. So here's the situation. Got out of college, purchased a brand new car, got into a new career, not knowing anything about my career yet, and not realizing I'm about to hit a wall. What I should have did, kept the car I had, continuously to keep the job that I had, part-time or whatever the case might have been, or at least 1 day a week, 2 days a week, so consistent cash flow was coming in, and rather dismissing it and feel like I was too good for it. So what I did was dismiss that job, felt like I was too good for it, put a bill with a tag in the back of my back, and now I'm stuck. So there's good and bad to that. I'm going to tell you the bad side. The bad side, you will end up stressing yourself out. You will end up, you know, thinking of a million ways to make things work. You thinking of every friend you ever have that looked up to you, and now you need to try to keep up with the same level as you was when you are not. So now that could start to create a tornado, because I was living way above my means, way above my means. So now here's the good side about that. The good side about that is, if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you will find every way and every avenue to start creating a revenue, to start making things happen. You will start to shake the ground. And when I say shake the ground, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean in a good way. You will start to shake the ground to find every kind of avenues to make things actually work for you. So that's what I'm talking about. So it has a good and a bad side. But let me tell you, the bad is really ugly. When I say it's ugly, but however, if you could survive the bad, you'll be strong. So that much I will say, and I will tell you. If you could survive the bad, man, you'll be fine. If you can't survive the bad, you're going to be one of those that says, you know, I tried to do it, it's impossible. I couldn't make it because it's impossible, or the system is not fair, it wasn't designed for me, or no, that's not the case. You give up along the way. The thing is to never give up. You know, giving up, it should not be part of the vocabulary when it comes to things like this. I believe the Crockett way says that. You know, I heard her say it a couple of times, giving up. And there's quite a few other folks that have said that too. Giving up is not part of, you know, what the situation is. And giving up should not be part of it. Because once you give up, you just start from zero. Because it takes a lot of energy to rev it back up. So therefore, don't ever give up. With that, guys, as you guys know, I come on here for about an hour or so. You know, I try to not keep it, you know, above an hour. But you know, this is what I try to keep it for, about an hour time span. I won't keep you guys for too long. I will say thank you to everyone, and everyone that have thumbs up the live, everyone that stopped by and visited, everyone that's listening to what I have to say, anyone and everyone that have subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't done so, please do subscribe. And anyone and everyone that's supporting what I'm doing, and those that's not supporting it as well, I thank you. I appreciate you if you're not supporting it, because at least I know you're hearing, but you're not supporting it. But for those that are supporting it, I thank and congratulate you for helping me and for listening to what I have to say. Once again, I am Jean-Jacques, and I am in the insurance and finance and real estate industry. So if there is ever any questions, I'll be more than happy to talk to anyone. If there's ever any questions, please go to my About page. You'll see my email there. Shoot me an email. I will respond to it. If there's anything that you feel like I could help you with, let me know. I'll be more than happy. I'll be glad to help you. I'll be, I'll do the best that I can to respond quickly to you. And thank you. Don't forget to share this with your friends, your family members, or whomever that you have that's in your circle. And I do appreciate every single one of you guys. And feel free to share this with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your grandmother, your aunts, your uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, your neighbor from 6 years ago, your auntie that you never saw. Whoever that you feel will be benefited from this, share it with them. Whoever you feel won't be benefited with them, share it with them, because you never know. Let them make the decision. Don't make it for them. So, thank you guys. Like I said, I appreciate all you guys. All right.